So I have these juggling balls in my backpack, and I brought them out and started juggling, and Mike was like, "You juggle?" And I said, "Yeah."
You juggle?
Yeah, just like that. And I said to him, "It's really not that hard to learn how to juggle. I did it, some guy taught me how to do it in about 10 or 15 minutes. It's not that hard. So I'm going to go through the same training thing that guy taught me in a very short amount of time so that you can juggle and impress your friends." Okay. Now, ideally, if you're going to learn how to juggle, you want to get some juggling balls that are actually weighted. They're much heavier than the ones I have here. And the reason why you want to do that is because when you're learning how to juggle, you end up throwing the balls like all over the place and you're running after them. If you get balls that are heavier, they'll stay in front of you easier. Okay? You want to make sure though that you have a floor that you don't want to potentially have something that could get damaged if you have these balls that are really heavy. Okay? So, either way, you got your juggling balls, and the first step you need to do is just this. You just go back and forth, right to left in your hand. Now I'm going to move so that Mike doesn't have to move, but the point of what you want to do too is that you want to keep it in the same plane, the Z direction, so to speak. Okay? So you don't want to start doing this and then you start moving over here. One of the things that was taught to me is if you're learning how to juggle, do it against the wall. So, for example, if I'm learning how to juggle and I got my hands here, if I'm doing that kind of beginner novice thing and it's hitting the wall, it'll just come back to me. Okay? So you eventually want to get away from it, but rather than keep running after the balls that you can't catch, do it against the wall. Okay? So you just do this. You want to get really good at keeping it kind of at eye level when it's at the top of the arc. Right? You get good at that, you move on to 2. Okay? Now you're going to get the technique down of getting one ball here, and once it's about here, you take in the other hand and get it underneath the arc. Okay? So you do this. You want to make sure that you go back and forth between your hands. I'm right-handed, so this is a little bit more natural for me to do it right to left. But of course, when you're juggling, you're eventually going to go in both directions. Okay, so you get that down pat, where it's really you don't even have to think about it. Then the final step, get the third ball in, and this is where you're ready to go. If you can do 6 of these, you're considered a real juggler. That's what my apprentice, no, not apprentice, my teacher, my master taught me when I was juggling. Do 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're an official juggler. So, don't say you didn't learn something different at Twin Cities Code Camp. Twin Cities Code Camp! Twin Cities Code Camp!